Welcome back to the final day of the summer regular season, where we are excited to dive into TSM versus Team Liquid. I'm Clayton Captain Flowers Reigns, and we were going to make this a tri-cast by my favorite PA, Scott, but since he's not around here, we're going to be happy with Sam, Kobe, Hartman, Kinsler joining me on the desk for the rest of today's normal games and the upcoming tiebreakers.
Thank goodness.
We got some games coming up, you best believe. But first, we still got the regular schedule to get through. And despite squeaking into playoffs yesterday, TSM still failed to string together that confidence-boosting win ahead of their impending postseason.
Yeah, I mean, TSM, they are still making mistakes. As we saw yesterday, Zven going for that red buff almost cost them the game. He gets caught. Thankfully, though, he had Spica to come in and steal the Baron afterwards. This is a team that has world aspirations, so they can't continue to make mistakes like that and expect to perform really well. As we said, though, Spica coming in, his premiere was very, very good, I'd say. You know, stole that Baron. He also stole the blue buff to start it all off, and they put him back in again today with some confidence.
Well, I'm sure many of the TSM fans in the audience would like to see the team be in a spot where they don't have to steal the Baron to come back and win the game, but it's not too late for TSM to have that big last-minute win that instills that hope in the fans, because if you're going to show up, it might as well be against the definitive #1 team here in Team Liquid.
You heard Jensen yesterday. They are focused on putting on dominant performances and continuing to refine their playstyle. Assistant coach Artemis for Clutch Gaming also was on the analyst desk yesterday, and he talked about how he did like how Team Liquid cover each other's weaknesses, and that's something that we saw on display.
Well, we're into Champion Select now. Let's see how it plays out. We've already got two of the most popular enchanters banned away with Yuumi and Sona taken off the table. Karma's going to join him here now, as Irelia and Akali will also be banned out. One more ban to go here for TL.
Yeah, we had a couple of Akali games so far being taken out very quickly. Some strong solo lane and some strong Akali players in this matchup, so no surprise here. Now, recently also a lot of people had been criticizing the ADTF that Bjergsen had been going back to, so we'll see if TSM do put him on a different sort of mid lane champion here, more along the lines of some scaling AP threats.
Broken Blade hovering his namesake here, just if nothing else, but maybe to hype him up, get him in a moment, get ready to go. I severely doubt that we are going to be seeing a Riven or Zed first pick. Audience, you're getting baited.
Oh, maybe Bjergsen has saved the Zed for the final day of the summer split.
It's one of the rules of Zed, though. You only are allowed to tease it at the start. If it's going to be picked, it has to be like very last pick, last 2 seconds. So first picks are for Sejuani's, Kobe.
Yeah, Sejuani, once again, jungle mainstay, consistently going to bring that CC and front line from the jungle. We'll see what Team Liquid's response is here. They hovered the Aatrox already. A lot of people have used that for huge team fighting prowess, especially impact. It's been a very strong pick for them. Another Freljordian champion, though. Gets a shout out from the audience as they break up some of the glacial synergies and get some defenses in place.
And build their own glacial synergy.
All right.
2 in the bot lane.
Triple Freljord champions for the first 3 picks here in TSM versus Team Liquid. Ashe is going to be in the bottom lane in the hands of Doublelift. This is something we haven't seen super frequently, but Ashe always still has a fairly strong lane phase because of the volley spam early on. You can go for harassment with it. Ashe also has a very high default range for marksmans, much higher than Sivir's in the bottom lane, which allows you to get the better of trades. And we'll try and see Doublelift try and use that extra range, staying just outside of the Sivir range to get off better auto trades.
Okay, that was a fast lock-in too.
And we're gonna get a lot of ice themes here, I guess.
But I was gonna say, the whole team is glacial themed. Nunu's not in teamfight tactics, but he looks like he would be a glacial.
Definitely a glacial brawler right there. But it's also a great initiator. The big snowball from Nunu, I think, is really underrated by quite a lot of people. That being said, if TSM do have the Sivir speed boost, it's easy to dodge it. And Nunu, you can kind of run him around in circles and make him look a little bit silly. But if you have an Ashe initiation to start it off, then the follow-up of Nunu and Braum, that's looking like a pretty good layer of CC here for Team Liquid.
Nunu also has a much tighter turning radius on the snowball than sometimes you would expect if you're not used to playing against it a lot. Like, he's not quite fast and furious tier drifting around the corners, but he's getting up there. It's way better than like a Scion or something.
Yeah, definitely feels decent once you get the speed up a little bit. We'll see what the answer is, though. Some more of these solo lane bans. Karma was the last one there for TSM, now followed up by Corki. Aatrox is off the table, so both Corki and Azir out of the pool with these two mid laners, Jensen and Bjergsen, going to head-to-head. Like, these are two of the longest standing, best performing North American mid laners of all time.
Yeah.
And they might get some spicy picks here with
North American mid laners from Europe, but still North American mid laners.
North American mid laners from Europe.
Oh,
and they're going full glacial.
Baby,
We suspected
it's
it.
the full glacial comp from Team Liquid. These guys might as well be a Pokemon gym leader. It's all following the same element, and here we go, TSM. How do you respond?
I mean, we could kind of sell it with the first few picks there, you know? But once you see the second round, Anivia locked in here for Team Liquid. All right, what is going to be their top lane glacial?
It's locked in!
Oh!
We got the Zed!
Oh my goodness! Bjergsen
Business!
There.
And now, TSM's also trying to block the glacial pool.
Are they going to deny one of these glacial top laners? It's Volley or Trundle.
It's
Which is
gotta
going
be
to be?
Trundle. You're saving Sejuani from being put on the dinner menu with the
I
subjugate.
mean, that makes more sense for gameplay, but what are they actually
Okay, never mind. We're going with Sylas instead.
There are some very strong ultimates to steal with the glacials on the other side there for Sylas, so that's a really good pick.
All right,
lot of
Team
volley
Liquid.
chance.
If it's Volibear top. Oh, baby.
Now, Volibear is a very good top because in teamfight tactics, when you pop the ultimate, it can chain the stuns.
Yeah.
To anyone that's
chain
next
all the
to
way
him.
to bottom lane and just smack everybody across the map. Global Volibear. And there it is. Team Liquid. Lock in Volibear top. Full icy onslaught for the #1 team.
Oh my goodness. I believe it was the Cloud9 Academy team that played all Pirates in their Academy game.
Well,
Team
Pirates
Liquid-
only synergize up to 3.
Yeah.
Glacials go all the way home.
All right. Unfortunately, you can only have 5 players in League of Legends. You cannot have the 6 for the full bonus there. But this is going to be really fun to watch.
What if one of the coaches has a spatula backstage?
Genius!
Yeah.
Coach with the belt and spatula on stage to get that full glacial synergy. But will it be enough to counter the Zed here from Bjergsen? He's going to be playing versus Anivia. You definitely have that all-in threat. Anivia has the built-in defense of the egg to survive long enough for your allies to come try and help you out. And on top of that, they even do have the global ultimate from Ashe. You know, Doublelift can try and fire off a stun from a ways away to hold him in place for the defenses to arrive.
I do not remember the last time. I know we've seen in other regions some whisperings of things like the Volibear support and similar picks, but the last time that I saw a Volibear top lane in North America that wasn't griefing, I don't remember that
Have you
time.
watched Trick2G's stream?
Not since a long time ago.
Because he definitely opens the gates with the volley. All right, TSM versus Team Liquid.
All right, let's do it. Let's see if Team Liquid's glacial synergies are enough, or if TSM can take them down with the Zed.
This is actually the most hype that I've heard a crowd yet, Flowers.
Look at Broken Blade's inventory. He even bought Callista's spear just because he could.
One of the perks of Sylas.
All right, while the crowd gets hyped up and the players take their spots, Avali's standing by for a sideline report with Liquid's Dodo.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Coach Dodo. Had to ask some questions about this draft. What is going to give Team Liquid the advantage with this glacial comp?
So Glacials have a lot of CC, pretty good team fighting. Yeah, so I think they will have to buy QSSs or something. But yeah, I think yesterday in draft meeting, so we were talking about, oh, if CLG loses, we lock in first place. So we had a pretty long talk about, are we going Nobles, Pirates, or Glacials? So we went with Glacials this time. So yeah, and then we told the guys to, we picked a pretty fun comp, but make sure we win, because winning is more fun. So that was really hard.
Winning is more fun. Can't wait to see it, Dodo. Thank you, and best of luck to you. Back to the casters.
Loving that insight into the deep strategy meetings. But here we go with the invade.
Oh, it's gotta get bloody here at level 1. TSM running away from the Team Liquid attack. Still sticking around though. Boomerang Blade's gonna be finding a couple targets here. CoreJJ still on the front line. Red Buff getting very impatient with all these shenanigans. Gonna reset, go right back home. But Xmithie is not leaving empty-handed. Not yet. Look at how menacing that Nunu is.
Smoothie sticking around though. He's found him. Caught him red-handed.
Xmithie trying to drag everything back to the brush. He's still got CoreJJ hanging around to help him. Who's gonna draw the ire of the Bramble back? Never mind, it's just gonna get impatient and go home again. Spica's trying to run away. Team Liquid said, Doublelift, I don't care about the minions, get back in here. And they are not leaving without what they came for.
The red buff for Freljord!
For Freljord! Team Liquid invade the enemy jungle and take down that objective. Big level 1 plays.
Now, they are going to lose a bit of experience from their lane on the bottom side. I think 2 melee minions might have died before Doublelift got into range here. We'll see if that does end up making a difference down there. Does get back in time with the volley, grab some CS though.
I'm not gonna lie, when this Ashe skin has its bow enchanted with the Q, it kind of looks like an Ionic Spark too. They already have their itemization done from the first couple of minion rounds. Team Liquid looking solid here. We'll see. Can the Nunu make the gank here at level 2? Zven and Smoothie trying to get themselves out of this one. Smoothie still having a flash. That's 2 flashes spent bottom side.
And Doublelift used his flash on the level 1 Ashe there to really get in there. Stun him up with that Braum passive.
That's commitment.
Don't get the kill, but here goes the flip.
Aftershock is procced. A couple more slaps. Impact's gonna take a big old bite at a crime. Broken Blade walks away.
Now, good use of his passive there. With Volibear, you get a lot of healing when you get below the threshold, and if you proc it early enough, you can start the cooldown ticking away so he can get it back once again. We'll share some of the in-game chat here as far as the beginning of the game too, because the teams are so interesting. As Jensen asks, how does this top lane matchup go? And Broken Blade says it's immediately jungle difference. There's nothing else you can do against Volibear.
So we'll see how well the junglers want to interfere here in the top side, or if Volibear will continue to be the apex predator that loses in CS. Broken Blade will keep farming up underneath the turret as Impact goes for a walk down the river, seeing if maybe there's something to find here in the top half of the jungle. Xmithie's farming up on the Nunu, still has a slight CS advantage over his opponent after stealing away that enemy red buff. Should be able to refresh that timer here, grabbing his own as well. And we know how good Nunu is at just taking big old chomps out of these camps and securing those nice and easy.
I mean, Nunu always has been such a good counter-jungling champion. A little bit less effective now in the current meta, as that's one of the reasons we don't see it quite as much, but you can see he's able to control the buffs red to red for Xmithie, and that leaves him with an extra quadrant in the jungle. As you can see here, all 3 of his camps are still up on that bottom side. So he could repeat gank bottom because those are the flashes that were blown. Zven and Smoothie, these are the areas that they can target on TSM, but Impact's going in once again. He doesn't have his passive this time.
Impact is low on HP, but Xmithie is here. They're trying to bait Broken Blade in a little bit further. He just kind of rolls that, what is it, a garbage ball? Down the
It's a papercraft Anivia, so, or
it's not an Anivia.
Papercraft Nunu.
So it's a garbage ball.
Probably a paper mache.
Okay, all right. If you want to
Snowball.
get all fancy on me here, I'm still going to say it's a garbage ball, though. As Smoothie places some wards down here in the bottom side of the river. And, you know, you mentioned the Volibear and brought up Trick 2G earlier. And I remember watching Trick back in the day, the video that made him famous with the Nunu running around from the Shyvana and stealing everything. And he's level 6 and the Shyvana's level 2. That's the Nunu I always remember. Spamming the emotes in the bushes, throwing out the snowballs.
Well, as you can see, level 4 to level 3 at the moment, well on his way.
Exactly. He's building up the leads. He's getting those advantages here in the jungle. Now finally doing his own blue 6 minutes into the game.
Has been able to return to those extra camps we talked about. Now, other thing about Nunu, you can solo dragon very easily. So if you're quiet and you don't TP off TSM, Xmithie might go for it.
All right.
There's no vision leading up to the
gotta be
dragon.
stealthy.
That's definitely what I would do.
When you have the cloud trade, you roll your garbage ball even past.
Yeah, that's true. Now, it's definitely what I would do. It's definitely a little bit greedy because can't track if there's wards in there because his sweeper's not up. Maybe he's waiting for his sweeper to then go sneak the dragon. And by the way, there is a Papercraft Anivia in the game at least, so
yeah, but it literally wasn't on the screen.
I got 50% credit.
No, that's still a fail. That's an F.
Look at that synergy.
Okay. Oh, but he missed. Unlucky. You hate to see it happen. Xmithie with that blue buff as well. And it's funny because, you know, Jensen's on one of those champions that always loves to get the blue, but unfortunately the second blue is not going to be spawning till 11 minutes or something.
Yeah, it'll be spawning just in time for him to push the second wave and travel down to the dragon. I really wanted to see him go solo that dragon. They even put a control ward in the river by it. And that's one of the biggest strengths of Nunu is objective control. But another thing, you might want to go help out Impact again, because that top side was getting a little bit dicey. Broken Blade now is level 6, though. So as you can see, can steal the ultimates, and he himself has stolen the Volibear ultimate, so he can pop that extra lightning damage.
Oh, here he goes, returning to the scene of the crime. This is Nunu 101. Steal stuff and then come back for it when it respawns, talking about that red buff, but he's more concerned with Smoothie and Zven. Nice, Zven just grabbing some extra mana from the garbage ball. And Xmithie will go right back towards that river area. Impact starting off the fight here topside yet again, getting his own ulti out of Broken Blade. Impact just waiting to clear out some of these minions. Passive's gonna get triggered there by Broken Blade, who decides to dance underneath the turret for a second and takes a turret shot for his troubles.
Yeah, good healing out of the passive once again. He's chugging a lot of potions too. You mentioned the Predator that's gonna be down in CS. That's true for Impact. He's gonna keep fighting though.
Oh, he missed his roar, and then,
and then
his toss ran out. You hate to see it happen. Broken Blade giving him the emotes all the way home. This is why we need actual emotes on the tournament realm.
He's still got the Thunder Claws though. He's going for it.
He needs to grab a little bit more. Can't quite get it though. Means no execution, but bottom side is about to get bloody. CoreJJ here in the front line.
He's out.
Gets himself away, and First Blood goes right back the way of Team Liquid. They turn it around.
First blood for Freljord. Thought CoreJJ was going down there. TSM almost had him.
And the crowd is all about it as Team Liquid teams up to make the paper wall plus the paper ball. Means there's no way out for Smoothie, and TSM end up giving away that first death. But Impact's getting real familiar with the scenery underneath this turret. I mean, we were told this matchup was jungle difference, but Broken Blade's pulling ahead pretty far.
Yeah, he's definitely doing quite well for himself, as we saw Impact trying to get the fight with Sylas, but Sylas is pretty good at kiting the Volibear when the CDs are up. Take another look at how CoreJJ does get caught out initially at the Tri-Brush, walks over the ward. Xmithie flashes over the Dragon Pit, so CoreJJ is thinking his jungler is gone now. There's not going to be a lot to get him out, but he gets the heal from his teammate, is able to save him, and the counter kill off of the Ashe ultimate from Doublelift. Bjergsen Zed does go in for a little bit of a love tap.
Yeah, he went in and then he kind of tossed the shurikens off to the side a little bit. So unfortunate there's not enough damage there to find that proc. But then again, it still only would have turned Jensen into the egg.
Yeah, so. I mean, also with Xmithie being there, trying to lend some support to his papercraft comrade, it's going to be very risky going for any sort of all-ins. The Zed, though, is something to highlight on the side of TSM. They're also having a bit of fun with this game. He's got a little bit of lethality. He's working on the Ghost Blade right now. And Spica is level 6 with the Sejuani, so maybe they do have a repeat visit. You kind of have to get Zed some kills to really see the full effectiveness of the champion.
Right.
So maybe Bjergsen roams up to top to kill Impact. Go for a dive or something like that, because Zed's quite mobile, can go for those dives.
That being said, Ashe is one of the AD carries that you really like to play something like Zed into. This isn't like a Xayah or an Ezreal or something that'll get away from you that easy. This is Ashe. This is the champion that people literally used to make montages of how to play Xin Zhao. You would only put Ashe as the enemy in the video because it made the champion look so good. This is what you want to see when you're one of those diving style champions, is Doublelift on the Ashe. I'm going to keep track of how hard Bjergsen goes for this guy in the team fights, as CoreJJ and Doublelift will continue maintaining control over this bottom lane. You can see some question mark pings being thrown out by TSM, wondering where the wards are, where these guys are creeping around. Of course, we know they're just hanging out slightly into the fog of war.
Yeah, got some control wards here. Everything on the bottom side of the map, by the way, is controlled by Team Liquid with a lot of this vision. TSM just putting another ward over the back of the Dragon Pit while simultaneously starting up the Rift Herald here for themselves. So TSM trying to keep track of both objectives, and I believe they will see Xmithie on the Dragon as that control ward is in the pit, and it's just going to be a trade.
Trade of objectives, not too bad here for either side. Of course, it will come down to how well TSM are able to use Shelly afterwards. Team Liquid know exactly what they're buying here, grabbing that Drake early on, grabbing that Rift Herald for TSM as Liquid will walk their top laner back
There
up
it
to that top
comes!
side. Zven and Smoothie once again going to be in some trouble. Buffering away the CC Spider-Man style, but still going to be brought down. Xmithie tanking up the turret, still trying to get himself away. But Zven's coming right back at him, baby. Double kill over to TSM's AD carry, and CoreJJ will buy just a little bit more time with the stopwatch.
Oh my God!
Jensen got the heal, and Zven's got the kill. He should end up paying for this one. Jensen needs a little bit more time. He might just get egged.
Oh!
Just barely falls.
Oh my goodness, I love that he didn't run away though. Went for the extra kill onto Jensen. Jensen does a good job spacing out his spells there. Uses the E first to pop the spell shield. Is able to get the kill just barely. That red buff almost ticked down and turned him into an egg. Shelly is used in the mid lane though, Clayton. You're gonna get some turret plates off of her for sure.
This is one of the greatest games of League of Legends I have seen in a hot minute, my friend. I am enjoying every second of this game. TSM just get themselves a couple of extra plates here mid lane, which means the gold is all tied up. 13 minutes in here as the teams are experimenting with these new meta strategies. It's
right.
blow for blow.
Let's take another look. They got the speed up on the snowball coming down here. Smoothie does have a good timing on his anchor, but takes the damage and it gets knocked up anyways. He baits the whole team in though, as Zven is able to get 3 kills off of this, eventually chasing down CoreJJ after the stopwatch and after the flash are used. As we know, the exhaust is waited out. After the exhaust time's out there for Zven, he flashes in for the kill. This is the decision point. He can either run away or he can go straight for the kill. And he goes for the kill, tries to get the spell shield. So incredibly close there.
Meanwhile, top side.
What went on top side? It's the
We're seeing another
Volibear,
replay. Yeah,
broken blade.
this must be something we missed the entire time.
Okay,
Yeah.
cannon
All right,
minion.
we got some sick farming going on right now. Okay, Impact's going in.
Frenzy.
Aftershock is procced. It's Thunderous Roar versus Thunderous Roar. Broken Blade's trying to turn it around. Impact still looking to grab the damage. There's the fight.
Frenzy does 1% increased damage per 1% missing health of the target.
Whoa, here comes the bear yet again. Broken Blade. Run away, man. They start eating before you're even dead.
He liked the taste of Sylas there, and he's able to get another good trade for himself. Impact definitely having fun now after he's stacking up some of these defensive items on the top side. Oh, here we see an invade though. They're going over the control ward.
Jensen's in some trouble. Nice stopwatch there, getting out of the way. Arrow comes through, but not going to find anybody. Speak with a flash over the wall, but Impact is not stopping till TSM's dropping. Jensen grabs kill number 5 there for his team.
I think Impact should play Volibear more often. CoreJJ also not stopping as he wants support on support 1v1. Zven's the new target.
Zven's in some trouble. No, never mind. No, he's not. They're not that concerned about it.
Yeah, the Braum and the Nunu gank. Vicious and full of damage.
Oh, yes, you know those two together. There's going to be some blood on the ground. But topside, the first turret will fall as Broken Blade picks that one up and keeps this game so close between these two clear titans of competition.
All right, now, so if Sylas was in TFT, would he be able to steal an enemy synergy? Because then TSM could steal a glacial and they'd have 2 glacials themselves.
I feel like that's coding spaghetti just waiting to happen. Like, you're going to you place it right, and he all of a sudden becomes like 17 demons at once, and then the game just crashes.
All right.
I would rather see him slap some stuff with his chains. Like big old, like, Cho'Gath's Rupture is really huge in TFT, right? So make Sylas have really just big old change. Just like slap him across the entire arena.
Okay, chain slap inside.
Yeah. Big slaps. Xmithie will grab himself another red buff. I'm kind of disappointed he's not going full AP Runic Echoes, Ballistic Missile Nunu that can Empire everybody from the bush.
Hey, they're trying to win. Did you hear Dodo? He said they still have to win the game with Glacials.
You don't think that a Nunu killing everybody at once will win the game?
Tank Nunu here.
Okay,
Coming from
CoreJJ,
base.
he wants to start it off. Glacial Fissure finds Smoothie, but that's the only guy they're gonna get here at the start. One more auto attack, gonna get the stun. CoreJJ, that's a Chad Braum if I ever seen it. Jensen goes on a killing spree, and Team Liquid find yet another one.
And it's just in time for another Cloud Drake. They're going to be rewarded with another objective immediately after. Xmithie's getting that WoW Broken Blade, trying to deal with Doublelift and Impact in the mid lane here. And Team Liquid, with the extra champion advantage, will be able to secure more speed.
More speed for TL means more speed for Volibear and Nunu running across this map, causing chaos. Team Liquid looking good here so far, but TSM doing a real good job at keeping the game nice and close. First lethality item plus second serrated Dirk. Done here for Bjergsen. I'm still waiting to see Zed pop somebody.
Well, you heard Dodo at the beginning too. Glacials have a lot of tankiness and a lot of CC. That's very difficult for a Zed to deal with. Here's a nice tooltip pop-up.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, stats. Now, of course, remember, you're only sitting on 5 unless Kane and Dodo, as we said earlier, have both a belt and a spatula in inventory backstage.
Exactly.
In which case, you are at 45, but right now, to our knowledge, they're only sitting on 30.
All right. Xmithie gonna try and clear out some of these minions in the mid lane. Without Jensen, they don't have the best wave clear. Doublelift has come down though. And Jensen really on the Anivia is gonna be the big damage carry for late game. 3 kills already. Rod of Ages halfway stacked up. This Anivia is going to be a late game team fighting monster, and it is hell for an assassin to deal with because he has the built-in defense of the egg, double scaling mana items as well.
And there's only one of it. You need at least 2 more to have a crit bonus. So right now, he just jumps to the back and dies.
No crit for Bjergsen here with the synergies coming through on their side. Let's see what TSM can actually do about it, though. They do have Sejuani ultimate ready, and the Sivir speed boost could get them into place. If they can try and pick off one of these side lane members, it looks like the Anivia is giving up on the 1v1 there with Zed. Meanwhile, mid lane, Nunu just making a little pass through. Nothing to see here.
Now just rolling the ball down the side of the map here. Looking to go grab a Scuttle Crab. Smoothie hanging around in the enemy jungle. Spica doing the same. TSM trying to set the CC trap up here. See if maybe they can facilitate getting Bjergsen some kills. Woo! Over the wall they go, and there comes the damage. There goes the egg. See you later, alligator. That's going to be a nice, easy pickup there for Bjergsen. They put the money on the right man, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for TSM.
All right, they do pick off one of those side lane members like we were looking for. Good job by TSM. Now Broken Blade wants the second one. Impact procs though.
Well, Impact's saying, all right, you want to tussle, let's tussle. Tossing around, taking the bites, but the chains are wreaking havoc on Impact's health bar. Then joins the fight. Impact sidesteps the chains and walks on out.
Nice majestic roar too to interrupt the Sylas and then get his dodge off for the second change there. Impact actually playing this Volibear quite well. Still down a decent amount of CS here. And they're still looking at the Jensen Doublelift carry, but Team Liquid are well positioned to start grouping up and making use of their super strong tank line.
That's the Nunu we know and love, or don't love, depending on your experiences against him in solo queue. Stealing the Krugs over the wall with the smite, one of the oldest tricks in the book.
Definitely looking for some tilt gameplay this time around. All right, once again, Team Liquid spreading out. They've got the Anivia up top. You can see Bjergsen on the minimap does go ahead for him. Control ward for Jensen will keep him safe this time around, though. Plus, they're shooting off the hawk shot there from Doublelift, trying to keep some extra vision for him.
All right, Team Liquid, 20 minutes into the game. They got a fantastic 100 gold lead. Kind of thing that you can feel really comfortable with about yourself this point into the match. And we'll see if they can build that even further here, clearing out some control wards. Jensen and Xmithie thinking about maybe doing something here topside, but there's not a lot to really do. Bjergsen still chilling in the brush, still trying to get that next lethality item as well.
TSM actually pretty happy with Broken Blade and Zven getting a lot of money right now too. If they can continue to scale up the Sylas and the Sivir, that will go a long ways towards them trying to crack this tanky Team Liquid setup here. You can see Zven already with the early static shiv, but another 1v1. Impact going for it.
Here we go again. Impact never stops. The arrow's on its way down. It's not going to find anybody, but Broken Blade has got to have some fast moves to get out of here. He goes for the early flash, and Impact is going to get him. That's another pickup there for Team Liquid as TSM don't get anything in return.
Flash used by Impact, another interrupt, another kill. Xmithie keeps on rolling by.
There we go, another easy mana pickup there for Zven, using the spell shield to negate those snowballs being rolled after him. But TSM continue to be the ones to get picked off, Kobe. Team Liquid is making use of the power of the bear here to run that Sylas down.
And the timings of these kills for Team Liquid are so much better. They're getting them before the dragons interrupt.
Smoothie flashing away to keep himself safe. A nice wall comes out from Jensen, but TL doesn't want to overcommit to this.
And this one is an infernal dragon. Now, Broken Blade is alive, teleporting back to the fight.
This is really risky, and Jensen timed that immaculately, aiming it right where Broken Blade would be able to dash away to. He's going to be taken very low, taken very down. There goes Smoothie as well. Doublelift cashing in on that one. Make sure we slow that replay down when you see Jensen time that stun on the teleport.
Oh, Team Liquid gonna take more than just the dragon. Now they've got mid lane control. They're gonna take this turret here. Spica trying to clear out some of those minions, delay it. Bjergsen looking around the flank. Bjergsen's going for core.
Bjergsen's trying to make some sort of a real pop-off type of play, but instead, that's not what the Zed needed to have happen there. Team Liquid working too well together to protect their low health buddies.
Yep, now they're gonna go transfer over to the dragon here. Should still be a pretty easy pickup. They've sent Jensen up to the top side too with the Anivia that has teleport. He's just a monster in these team fights now. There's no way that TSM can find a target to burst. It's so difficult for them to get past the defenses. Zven now is the target in the mid lane. He's pretty far pushed up.
Here comes the snowball. Trying to make sure they pop that spell shield. There you go. They will get a flash out of him. TP coming in here from Team Liquid. Jensen makes his way in and immediately flies right back out. Nowhere else to go with that play for now, but considering you got the summoner spell out of the enemy AD carry, now's the time for pushing. We'll see if they can make anything happen here, but they're just gonna let that wave go, let TSM clear it out. And let's take another look. Watch this stun.
Yeah, getting used to the teleport arrival timings is really key for Pro Play. Then we have the exchange of Braum ulting on the Sylas right there. They get him low enough, and Impact charges in to knock him into Jensen's Glacial Storm as well to finish off the kill. After that, the extra wall and stun comes through. Look at that tanky bear. That is a tanky armored bear.
That is a big boy right there. Has the Spirit Visage, has the Sunfire Cape, Glacial Shroud in inventory, I feel like is Righteous Glory. One of the best items in the game for running down your opponents as a big immobile champion. We'll see if he can get that online here soon enough to really make some plays with it. Knight's Vow up and running on Nunu, so unfortunately the team's not running any other Knight bonus because Braum's a Guardian and Volibear doesn't exist. No wait, Volibear does exist. I was thinking about the other. Yeah, I was thinking about Nunu. I kept thinking one of these big tanky dudes don't exist.
I think you give the team fight tactics a little rest here. Xmithie gonna vow to protect Doublelift. They do take down the first mid lane turret here, and they're gonna move into the jungle as well. Impact laying down the control wards and getting ready for Brambleback round 2. This is how the game started, Flowers.
Yeah, we're right back to square one. Everything comes back around here again as Team Liquid will again steal this one away, perfectly coordinating it so Impact gets the red buff. Broken Blade's not even able to start contesting that one. It does give TSM the opportunity to move up into the top half of the river, set down some vision of their own, try to control that Baron area, but we'll see if they ever get a chance to start a fight on their terms.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Team Liquid do have control. They're moving up the river, trying to clear out a lot of that vision. Wow, as you can see, Impact in the bottom corner here, pushing away. He's got teleport ready with the Volibear, trying to get the pressure on bottom side of the map, while they are also pressuring around this Baron. Nunu can tank up Baron really easily. You just keep spamming consume heal. It does a lot of damage as well as keeping Nunu very healthy and allowing for a lot of easy Baron baiting.
He's right there, takes the blast cone over the wall.
Wait a second. That was a Broken Blade Ashe arrow.
Well, it's not going to find anybody, and that means Team Liquid aren't too scared. They will take down this Tier 1 turret here in the top side. The final Tier 1 turret in that TSM outer ring gives TL a little bit more map control over the top side of the jungle here. Spica has to dash over the wall to keep himself alive. Impact's still going in. Oh! Just barely a field goal there on the arrow, but Xmithie's coming around the side. Can't quite curve it enough, and Team Liquid's efforts are for naught.
All right, they need to throw out a couple more of them here from Team Liquid. Meanwhile, Broken Blade pushes right back, gets a tower for TSM.
TSM making sure they don't let Team Liquid run too far away with this one. The Zed sitting on 2.5 lethality items now. Needs to get that Edge of Night going. Trying to turn around onto Jensen here, but Jensen just sits him right back down.
It feels so futile as an assassin when Anivia gets that fed. You're faced with no options there. You can see he had to ultimate in. There's no way for him to get past that wall from Jensen. Really nicely played by Jensen here on the Anivia once again. And he takes down the Zed in the 1v1 inside lane. That spells really bad things when your mid lane control mage is solo killing the assassin.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble here for the side of TSM, who once again have to try to find some control over this Baron pit because everything's awfully dark right now. And you really can't afford to give this away to Team Liquid, who are firing off that arrow. Zven's gonna block that, keep himself alive. Smoothie now the target. The man's in some trouble, tries to get away with that hook yet again, but the follow-up damage is there, and Team Liquid pick him up.
All right, with this extra kill, they should be able to force on Baron. Impact's even heading over on the Volibear. With this front line intact, I don't even think you can steal the Baron because Volibear can just go play frontline, interrupt the Sejuani, keep him out. And since there's a Nunu on the table, a Consume plus Smite should always get the Baron. It's pretty easy to time with the extra true damage.
Yeah, Team Liquid will take this one no contest. You can see a ping coming out from TSM on the Drake pit instead saying, look, there's no way we get what actually matters. We have to at least take the consolation prize. We'll take another look at how Jensen beat Bjergsen here, though, in topside.
Yeah, I mean, he starts it out with a really well-placed stun over the wall, gets the wall plus ultimate down, and then Bjergsen's only option was to ult in to get out of the storm, but that's into range of Jensen. He throws down the extra E, gets the kill, and that's going to be enough. Plus, he still had the passive up for the egg. Does use the Seraph there, so that I believe it didn't pop in the end. And he does hold on to the passive as well.
Jensen doing a great job with Summoner's Spellbook this game as well. Remember when he rotated bot earlier on in the game after TSM was finding kills onto multiple people through Doublelift and CoreJJ? It was his heal that kept his ally in CoreJJ alive long enough, also gave him enough health to end up winning the 1v1 against Zven, and then it was the Ignite there in topside that helped him finish off Bjergsen.
It is tricky sometimes with Spellbook if you forget which summoner you've traded to as well, so it's nice to see the accurate usage there for him over and over. CoreJJ and Xmithie moving in for some extra vision in TSM's jungle here, though.
All right, Team Liquid, you still have all Tier 2 turrets left to take. Plenty of options here for the side of TL in terms of what they want to go after. They will decide to go ahead and pick up that Tier 2 in the bottom lane. Impact's been putting plenty of work in here throughout this game. Righteous Glory up and running on the Bear means they have that extra switch and flip anytime they find the chance. Doublelift gonna sidestep away from the ulti from Spica, and as TSM tries to initiate, Team Liquid will answer the challenge. Arrow comes through and it's gonna be stunning up the enemy dead. Bjergsen's in some trouble going into the back line. Triple kill, Doublelift as Impact continues chasing forward, and it is a slaughter.
Yeah, you say Impact's working hard, but Clayton, you never work a day in your life if you're having fun, and it looks like Team Liquid.
Great time, buddy.
They've already secured first place, and they're gonna win with a full Glacial Comp.
Might as well win in style. Broken Blade goes into the stopwatch, but his time is up. Team Liquid's on to the Nexus turrets. They'll take them down, no problem there. Still 5 seconds left before anybody from TSM is alive. And Team Liquid, in one of the most entertaining games of the split, will take down TSM.
Well then,
that's one way to do it.
quite the statement from Team Liquid heading into playoffs.
Hey, Dodo said glacials are fun, but winning's more fun. They got to have winning and glacials in the same game. Good times.
There you go. Get to have your glacial and eat it too.
Well, I hope we actually get to see more Jensen, Anivia, and similar picks because that was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when we have games like this and teams are able to pick these more fun compositions with extra themes, and you can see how much the fans get into it and get behind them, makes you kind of wish that they were a little bit more maybe loose with their draft testing throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, Anivia's more fun of a bird than Azir is. I'm just going to say it. Yeah.
The more fun
and
bird.
I prefer Zed to Corki.
Fair enough. Bjergsen definitely had a rough time on Zed in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious why they picked Corki instead of Zed because Zed ends up in spots like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of defensive things for him to get around, and there's no way in. So definitely a rough one for TSM. They still have to go back to the drawing board. They're in playoffs, though.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to come up against any other full glacial comps in playoffs.
Right. They still managed to get themselves in. TSM is still one of the most experienced organizations in terms of LCS history. It's a team that always seems to step it up an extra level once they get to the best of 5 phase. But right now, it's Team Liquid that walked away with a win. So we're going to send it down to Avli, who's standing by with the coolest bot lane in the LCS for an interview.
Thanks, Flowers. I don't know what I expected going into that game, but it definitely wasn't this. We saw Steve tweet out that he was going to sub in for you and support Bring Back the Lux, and we were met with full glacial. So tell me, how did we land on this? Because I feel like you had something to do with it.
I don't even play TFT. That game sucks. Jokes, 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 jokes. My team's addicted, though.
Thank you, Peter. Let's move on to something else. Core, I want to ask you, you guys, before you even came into this game, you had already locked in playoffs. So this was a game for you guys to just have fun. So what was it like to have a game like this?
Oh, yeah, it was like, thank you for, at first, thank you for 100 tips, so we can play Glacier Comp for free. So, we practice whole week for TFT, for this comp. Yeah, we need to figure out what is the Glacier champion, what is the boys champion. I think somewhere we can show some Yoders.
All right, Doublelift, what about you? Was this a game that you had fun with?
Yeah, I had fun. I like playing Ashe. My Ashe used to be a big meme because I never landed arrow, but after practicing it for like 1,000 games, I just like playing the champ. It just feels fun, and I really did not expect to win. I'm not gonna lie. Like we were really trolling, but yeah, I mean, I'm really happy. The best is when you troll and you also win.
I like that. I want to get away from this game for a second and just kind of talk about you two on Team Liquid together, because watching you guys play together from the beginning of the year, just it's great. It's nice to see you guys. And Core, this is a question specifically for you because a lot of Peter's past supports have said that it's incredibly difficult to work with him, and you seem like you're just doing a great job and having a great time. So why is that?
I don't know. we're just winning a lot, and then I kind of can understand when, because Peter is like very honest person, but at first I don't like adjust. I don't understand. Well, what is it hurting me? And then is it hurting me? No, but after some game, I think I realized Peter really want to win. Peter really want to play better. So I think I really like now.
That's my boy. Low-key Core is also really toxic.
I choose not to believe you on that. I see his face and I choose not to believe you on that. But let's talk about it. You got playoff bye, so now you guys have a week or so to kind of practice and prep before you have to go in and play. So how are you going to spend this time training? And please don't tell me more TFT.
Oh yeah. Now we know about like every TFT synergy before they update it, so we don't need to play.
Yeah, we're probably gonna try a little harder now that it's playoffs time. Sorry to all the other NA teams.
All right, guys, thank you again, and congratulations again on the really cool win. For more on the game, let's hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you very much, Avali. A very important victory for Team Liquid here over TSM to prove they could do it with the full glacial composition. I was honestly worried about their playoff prospects if this win didn't come through.
Yeah, how are they going to perform at Worlds if they can't win with Nunu and Volibear top in NA?
Exactly. You talk about flexible drafting. I think that they just put that on display here, come away with the W. There's nothing left to do, really, than to take a look at the final fight replay. This was a big one here as the full glacial comp comes to its pinnacle. There it is.
No, it's got some Guardians in there. Close fight.
So you see Doublelift's kind of laying down the DPS from the back line.
Look at Impact, look at Impact.
Impact, go, come on, Impact!
Oh! Impact barely
Impact
stayed alive.
almost went down in that fight, but it will be enough to seal the deal. CoreJJ playing an awesome front line as well, keeping Doublelift nice and defended. No Anivia.
No Anivia. You know, so Scott was the one who.
We tried to give his redemption. Our second favorite PA, Scott, was in charge of recording that replay. Don't know what happened.
His job is literally play video games as your job, and you still can't do it right. Come on, man.
I don't know.
All right, well, that's all right. That's his second strike there, Scott. You got one more try. I'm telling you. Let's now dive into some of the more sweeping.
Must we?
You don't even know what I'm going to say. What am I going to say?
I thought you wanted to
Where
dive
am
into
I
the
going to
game.
go, Crumbs?
I thought you wanted to dive into the game.
No, I don't want to talk about this game at all.
Okay,
We're going
all
to
right,
the
awesome.
flash in the
Yes.
least bit.
Thank
Exactly.
you.
I want to talk about
All right.
playoffs. I want to
Nice.
talk about this Team Liquid squad who has locked up the first place bye. And if we parse through that interview, yes, much of it was joking, but there are a few nuggets there that I want to call out, which is the fact that Doublelift says, hey, it is playoff time. This is where Team Liquid will look to turn things on, right? And if we recall, kind of the ramp up through playoffs last split. Of course, their finals was a very tough best of 5, but that this is a team that should really be feared moving into the postseason.
Well, they get a bye, which also means that as the first seed, they will actually have first selection of who their opponents are going to be from the bottom 4 teams. So that is where it gets really scary, because after the tiebreakers today, then they just get their pick of the litter and say, you know what, we've beaten you all split long. We have your scrim record against you. We're going to go up against you, and that just feels like bullying.
Well, the other thing, too, is they thanked 100 Thieves kind of tongue-in-cheek for allowing them to, grab the...
Right, they could have been playing for the bye.
They could have been playing for the bye if CLG won, and TSM actually, came out and had a really good game. Both teams obviously having a little bit of fun in the draft.
Right.
So now with that pick, you don't have to worry about if it was C9 in the third spot, if you did drop the tiebreaker and some crazy stuff happened. So just more flexibility, because I do think the third seed, whether it is CLG or C9, barring this tiebreaker, that team is going to be head and shoulders above what it feels like the rest of the quarterfinal opponents are.
Oh, without a doubt. I think that tiebreaker for the second playoff bye is going to be incredibly interesting, but will probably pale in comparison to the 3 teams fighting just to make it into the
more
playoffs.
line.
Although, as you mentioned, Crumbs, whichever team wins that 3-way tiebreaker is likely the team that is going to have to prove to Team Liquid that they're better than everyone above them, or at least someone above them in the playoff standings, so as not to be selected by them in the semifinals.
I mean, and even if they're not selected, you're still up against Cloud9 or CLG that have been just crushing all split long. So it's a really odd playoff bracket where we have 3 teams so clearly better than the bottom 3, at least standing-wise. That is going to make it really exciting, because you also have crazy upset potential, because this is just best of 1s we've had all split long. As far as we know, in a best of 5 series, anything can happen.
Without a doubt. We've had Pirates in Academy, we've had Glacials in the LCS. When we return, Golden Guardians and Clutch Gaming play for a spot in playoffs. You won't want to miss it.
Sylas? Zed? Sylas? You decide, Tony.
We can Zed Rumble. I think that's fine.
Let's go, Zed Rumble.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can we just pick another top?
Does Volibear scale?
No. He's a hard scaler.
What if he's like 6 items you actually just got on Volibear? I'm curious why.
Rapid fire? I think late game he's unkillable now.
I'm fucking I think that's okay too.
I want to reset first.
Multi Ashe. Then we kill Ashe. Nice. We kill Possess. We win this. Nice.
Oh. Nice.
Oh, holy shit, back. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. You should be dead. Kill him out. Ashe for coming. It's fine.
Maybe it's dead.
Okay, no one's there.
Nice.
Good job, guys.
Look inside.
Yeah, he HP roll.
Okay.
He in.
We got a contact.
I mean, I can kill him.
He's going really good. I'm pretty fast still. Come in. Set flash. Set flash R.
I got a one.
Keep pushing back, keep pushing back.
Big end, guys, big end.
But I didn't even do anything.
Can you slow him?